This is your Wall Street wake-up call. Global stocks rising as the IMF and Greece reach yet another debt deal. Let's go straight to London now. That's where Craig Earlham joins me. He's a senior market analyst with Awanda. So Craig, there's hope for Greece now, and based on this deal, they're going to get an $11.5 billion loan. How did this all come together?
Well, it's taking a long time, a lot of negotiations. There's been more painful austerity and reforms that's had to be passed through the Greek parliament in order to convince the country's creditors that it is serious about this deal and it's serious about continuing with its bailout program. But it does seem like a deal has been completed, and most importantly, it's a deal that includes the IMF and includes the potential, at least, for some form of debt relief once the program has been completed in 2018.
And you mentioned austerity measures. In fact, reports say Greece actually had to agree to more austerity measures than the ones they agreed to last summer. And we all remember the drama last summer when Greece citizens voted against a bailout deal. So what changed for Greece, and why are they so much more cooperative now?
Well, that's a very interesting point, because Alexis Tsipras and the Syriza party were effectively elected initially on the understanding that they were going to fight austerity and they were going to fight the painful reforms, which was going to effectively make the crisis even worse for Greece. And then the Greek public did reject the austerity which was being imposed. But I guess once the Syriza party was voted back into power following this, I guess this effectively superseded the initial referendum on those austerity measures, and therefore gave Tsipras the backing to go and accept whatever was necessary to ensure a brighter future for Greece if, in fact, this bailout agreement will, in fact, bring that. But again, I guess the worrying thing for Greece, the Greek economy, and the coming years is the fact that a number of these reforms, and particularly the austerity measures, do suggest that the at least near-term impact is going to be worse for the Greek economy. Things like this, the raise in the VAT, surely isn't consistent with an improving economy at this stage.
Well, we talk about how this deal is sort of a short-term victory, but Greece's debt still stands at 180% of GDP. So is there a long-term solution for Greece, and how do the markets price this in?
Well, I think that first and foremost, there's not going to be any debt forgiveness per se. I think this is something that the Eurozone finance ministers and Euro leaders are deeply opposed to. And even debt relief measures, which we're going to see discussed from 2018 onwards, that was not going to be possible at these talks, and that's what the IMF quickly realised, just simply because we've got some big elections to come in Germany, in France, in Italy, and Spain over the next year, and this was not going to, any form of debt relief at these talks were never going to appease the voters there. So it was always, it appears, very unlikely. But it does suggest that it's on the table for 2018, which is why the IMF has become involved. I guess what they've got to do now is come up with some form of measures that will almost deceive the public that we're actually offering some form of relief to Greece. So things like extending the maturities on its debt, reducing interest rates by transferring some debt from the IMF, say, to the ESM, so make it cheaper for Greece to repay it, and also things like refunding the ECB, right, the profits from the on the ECB loans back to Greece. Things like this is going to provide some form of debt relief, but it almost deceives the public into thinking that they're not getting any relief at all.
All right, Craig Earlham will continue to watch this. Senior market analyst at Awanda. Craig, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Scott Gamm, and you're watching The Street.